So my name is Roger, and I'm going to tell you about this Mastermorphix 10x10 that I recently got about a week and a half ago from the Cubicle. It's pretty cool. So this is what it looks like when it comes in the box, and I'm going to show you more stuff in just a bit. So I'm pretty proud of this one. It has this fun cutouts because these pieces are moved, and then I've reversed parts of it so that you can see the contrast in different places. So each center has that same basic pattern in it. And then the hard part was trying to make edges that would make sense. So looking at the corners of the three color corner makes sense. And they're also for each of those corners. And then these other corners aren't quite as cute, but interesting nonetheless. So really like this solve. This actually took the most time out of any of them to get done. I kept messing up, but that's a cool one. So if you watched any of my other videos that have the 8x8, stick it through the first 2 minutes past this one because the patterns after that are pretty amazing. But I wanted to show a basic pattern of the super flip and explain what I think a super flip is. So we're going to do a super flip on this green, red, yellow corner where I'm going to do every other in green, every other in yellow, every other in red, and then back to the yellow, and that gets me the checkerboard pattern of sorts. So I'm doing green, every other as fast as I can, and it feels really smooth and nice when you're doing that, when you have it like this. It doesn't always come in that smooth, and you have to be careful with it at times, but overall it's a great puzzle. So now I'm doing the reds. And then when I'm done, I want to do that here. And so you get the every other color, and that's pretty darn awesome. And depending on which corner you work from to start with, you get the different colors. This one I got the yellow red, and then the blue green, and you can do it the other ways. So I'm going to show the next one you're going to see is pretty cool. So we're going to go from a regular solved cube to this fabulous pattern here. Looking at that center, it's just amazing the way that is, and that center, how amazing and cool that is. You get the green triangles going this way, the yellows, the reds, the blue triangle, and then the edge piece, the other sides aren't quite as cool as this one and this one, but it's still pretty amazing. And so I'm going to show you how to get there extremely fast from a solved cube. So to make that pattern, I'm going to still go off this green, yellow, red, but before I do it that way, I'm actually going to turn a quarter turn here. It doesn't really matter which way as long as it's different than your first set of turns. So now I'm going to do everything I just did on the one before. I'm going to do every other green, every other red, every other yellow. So let's see how we do here. So green, and then I just want to make sure that you do each layer carefully. Otherwise, getting one wrong, it's hard to figure out which one you did wrong, and then all of a sudden you've messed it up and you have to spend a few hours fixing it. So I think I said the wrong thing before. I'm going to do green, yellow, red, yellow. So now I'm doing yellow. Green, yellow. Now I want to make sure they line those up. Now, green, yellow, now I do red. Come on. There we go. And then I come back and I do yellow again. Even if you stop here, it's still pretty cool. But I'm going to do this last one real quick. And this is one of my favorite sets of patterns is how this turns out. So if you look here, that side there is just amazing. This center here is amazing. The other centers are pretty cool, but just not as cool as the other one. So this is one of my favorite pattern endings. So here you can see that you have the green, red, yellow, and then blue triangles, and then it all smooth there. And then looking from the top, it's smooth. You can make a pyramid shape pretty easily, but the way this ends is pretty awesome. So I'm about to show you how to do that, how to get to this pattern very quickly. So getting to that pattern is pretty crazy. I was just trying different things to get there, but this is what I'm going to do. You turn, just like from the one when you start with it normal, this one you start with everything, every other piece. You flip-flop every other piece so that it looks like this. You can see here that those are reversed, these are reversed, and they just get reversed all the way through. So you start with a quarter turn, just like we did on the other one, and then pick any corner. After that, I'm going to do red, blue, green, blue. So every other red. So again, I'm doing every other one. And once you see the pattern, you make sure you don't screw that up. So now I'm going to blue, the blue corner, or the blue part of that corner. Oh, the other day when I was going as fast as I could, I had a piece pop, and I just was so worried about getting it back together. I was pretty excited that I could. You definitely have to be careful, otherwise you can force them out of their tracks. Let's see here. And then we're going to do the green and the blue. You have to line them up really nice so that you can run them the other way. So I'm going to do green now. Looks like I'm not quite lined up. So go in every other one. And sure enough, we're going to see the pattern that we get to here, and then back to blue. So it was every other piece was flip-flopped, and now they're not flip-flopped anymore. And so you get this amazing pattern on the top, nice and smooth. And then you have this on the bottom. Love it, absolutely love it. The edges aren't quite as cool, or the other sides, but that is totally cool, and that is totally cool.